This video is brought to you by ClaymoreImports.com, importers of real Scottish goods. Robert Burns is one of the most famous Scotsmen of all time, as well as one of history's most notable poets. You probably know him as the author of the song we famously sing every New Year's. Although he lived over 250 years ago, his influence is still felt across the world today. Robbie is known for a lot of different things, such as his poems and his status as a lover of good times. Here are 10 interesting facts about the Scottish bard. Before literary success, Robert Burns was offered a job in Jamaica on a slave plantation as a bookkeeper. Fate intervened as Burns became a literary sensation, and he moved to Edinburgh and became an anti-slavery advocate instead. It's a good thing he never went to Jamaica. I mean, who knows what song we'd be ringing in the New Year to? The Macarena? As I mentioned earlier, Robert Burns wrote the lyrics to what is considered to be one of the most popular songs in the English language as a whole. Auld Lang Syne, the New Year's song. The Guinness Book of World Records says that the song shares a league with Happy Birthday and For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. The song has appeared in over 170 Hollywood films, including It's a Wonderful Life and When Harry Met Sally. This qualifies Robbie as an authentic 18th century rock star. And like most rock stars, Burns had his share of shortcomings as well. Robert Burns was the eldest of 7 boys, and their dad had high hopes for his children's morals, and he even wrote them a pamphlet on the virtues of Christianity called A Manual of Christian Belief. Despite this, Burns came to be known for his festive lifestyle. His first child was conceived with his mother's servant, and later in life, after experiencing many women, he finally married and started a family with his wife Jean, who bore him 9 children, and there were 2 more children somewhere in between with 2 other women. He died at the age of 37 of rheumatic heart disease, which may have been exacerbated by his rowdy lifestyle. Poetically, his youngest child was born during his funeral procession.
Take that, Keith Richards!
Speaking of rock stars, Robert Burns' influence transcends national borders and generations. When asked to reveal the verse from a song that they had been most inspired by, Bob Dylan quoted a line from Robbie's poem, A Red, Red Rose. Bob Dylan isn't the only musician to have been influenced by Robert Burns. The king of pop, Michael Jackson, was a major fan. Robert Burns' influence stretched to the pinnacle of pop culture. Michael Jackson's music video, Thriller, is said to have been based on Robert Burns' poem, Tam O'Shanter. And here's the biggest part. Michael Jackson and Hollywood producer David Guest even wrote a musical about the life of Robert Burns. Although it was shelved more than 20 years ago, the musical came back to life in Scotland in January of 2015. And even to Broadway in 2016. Robbie's influence is not restricted to music. He has had a major influence on the literary world too. J.D. Salinger took his title for his most famous work, The Catcher in the Rye, from a Burns poem, as well as John Steinbeck's book of Mice and Men. However, not everyone finds our beloved Scottish poet so inspiring. Tommy Hilfiger didn't discover the identity of his long-lost uncle until his 20s. When asked about his distant relationship with Robbie, Hilfiger told Vogue magazine, "It was never discussed in my house because it was said that Robert Burns was a womanizer and a boozer. They were embarrassed he was related, so we weren't told." Speaking of dark secrets, we wish this one would have stayed one. In a documentary about Burns, forensic scientist Professor Caroline Wilkinson revealed a life-size model of the poet's head. They made this disturbing replica using casts of his actual skull and contemporary portraits. You know, I don't see the need for this sort of project. I mean, the portrait of him alone is so handsome. Not all images of Burns' face are terrifying, though, and they're actually all over the place. In 2005, Burns became the first person to ever have his face on a commemorative bottle of Coke. The company launched this bottle to celebrate his 250th birthday. Even though much of his poetry is about defending the poor, his face is now on Scottish money. Oh, poetic irony. And if a cute face just isn't enough for you, there are dozens of Burns statues. There are more statues dedicated to Burns than any other non-religious figure in the world after Queen Victoria and Christopher Columbus. You can see this guy in Glasgow, Melbourne, St. Louis, and many, many more. There's even a statue of Robert Burns in Central Park, New York, where he's depicted holding a copy of the poem Mary. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little extracurricular information about the beloved Robert Burns. Don't forget to like and share this video. Click here to subscribe to our channel, where we'll be making more factual and fun Scottish-related videos. Please comment below to suggest future topics for more videos. And feel free to use this information in conversation at future Burns suppers. And don't forget, Kilt Rental USA runs a Burns kilt rental special every year. And if you're in the market to buy a custom kilt or any Scottish gear, check out ClaymoreImports.com.